Hi, I'm G.E. Masana, a wedding photographer in New York City, but I'm not going to talk about wedding photography today. Instead, in the next 5 minutes, you're going to discover a method you can use whenever you visit with potential wedding vendors that will help you determine whether they're really awesome or not. And this is something that you'll be able to do right away, and they won't even know that you're sizing them up as you do it. This is something I discovered some years ago when I was visiting with local wedding professionals, making rounds, getting to know them. I was interested in working only with the best wedding professionals. Naturally, I did not wish to be associated with or recommend to my brides anyone less than the best. When I was sitting in their offices, I'd read through the thank you notes they accumulated and usually would have out in the open in a scrapbook of some kind. You've probably seen books like that when you've sat down with wedding vendors too. Anyway, reading through them, I started to notice this. I noticed that the thank you messages seemed to be either one of two kinds. And when I realized there were these two categories customers used to say thank you to a wedding pro, I realized that these notes were, in fact, letting me know whether the professional was really awesome at what they did, or if they were merely routine. I could tell just like that. You're probably wondering how I could tell from a simple thank you note. Well, true, it's not obvious. You have to know exactly what to look for. And that's what I'm going to share with you right now. And that is, when clients write a thank you to their vendors, there are two types of thank you messages they can write. The first kind are what I call the good guy thank you. That's where they write basic things, complimentary things, yet very generic things. Here are some examples of what I mean. Tom and his assistant were on time. Joe was easy to get in touch with. Mary did a beautiful job. Mike was easygoing and fun to work with. Nancy was very professional. Thank you for doing such a nice job. Thank you for all your help making our wedding day special. They put us at ease. They were very cool. Bob was very friendly and accommodating. Perhaps you've seen thank you notes from vendors like that? Here's the thing about them. Though they sound nice, those statements are generic and focus on the person rather than state specifically what the person's service did for the couple. They give no idea what actually happened. In fact, they could have been written by friends or family. And besides, being on time, being professional and fun to work with and friendly and accommodating, well, that should be a given, don't you think? But I noticed that if the professional blew them away, if they went beyond the client's expectations and thrilled them, then that gave the client something specific to write about, as opposed to the good guy clients who didn't experience anything even remotely close to rave about, and so they can't write about it because it's not there to write about in the first place. Make sense? That's when I realized. When the delighted couples write specifics about the results they experienced and are that thrilled, that delighted, that awed, they write what I call the exceeded expectations thank you. In fact, they literally can't help but write about it. You'll see it in their choice of words, how they describe what happened. They'll mention the exact details that blew them away. And when you see that, now you know you're onto something special, that you found a professional who rises above all the others. For example, you'll read comments like, "Our wedding album is beyond belief. Each page is filled with sumptuous photos." Or, "Amazing. To this day, people are still talking about our photos and how different and beautiful they are." Do you see the difference between this kind of detailed thank you, which actually gives you specific information, and the former generic kind, lacking it? I found this makes it incredibly obvious to pick out which professionals excel and deliver more than just a routine service. In fact, I still use this method to sort out the best from the rest when I need to hire any professional help for my own personal use. I find if I take my cues from what motivated others to write, I'm rewarded with enjoying the same exceptional results myself. So maybe you can use this tip to instantly tell when a vendor's previous customers are telling you that there are better choices elsewhere, and when they're letting you know this wedding pro will absolutely blow you away.